Today, I'm about to do the impossible. The thing that no one has ever been able to do since the Dark Deep update. Or maybe they have. If I'm wrong, sorry. The achievement that requires you to have every single effect in Minecraft at the same time. How did we get there? And by having every single effect, I mean every single one. Now this will be incredibly hard to do, so if you could take a moment to subscribe, I'll be very thankful, and it will inspire me to do more videos like this in the future. And if you have more crazy ideas of things I should do on Project SMP, leave them in the comments and I can try to do that next time. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, I had to get every single potion in Minecraft. And for that, I asked the richest player on the server, like, who agreed to give me all the potions. Next, it was the Wither Rose for the Wither effect, which was given to me by TR Dawik. But then I remembered that I had to kill the Wither anyways to get the Nether Star for the beacon, and I had to farm some Wither Roses for my gas farm anyways. Now, if you don't know how Wither Roses are made, basically the Wither has to kill an animal. In order to do that, I made a chicken farm which required some very complicated redstone knowledge to get eggs. Then I made some potions of poison. I made a platform below the end portal where I can spawn the chickens and kill the Wither. So after I put the chickens, I spawned it and hoped for the best. But then I realized I forgot to throw poison on the chicken and they didn't die. That's how I wasted the only Wither skeleton heads I had. But you know, I killed the Wither, let's at least make the beacon. Then I had to spend a lot of extra time to get Wither skulls. And I eventually managed to get the Wither Roses I needed. After that I needed 164 ore blocks to make a full beacon. I chose to gather gold because with the gold in the nether, I think that was the easiest one to gather. Plus the bastions, the gold was becoming even more. And I also decided to mine my gold house so I can save some time. And that's how after a few hours I managed to get the gold I needed. Now that I had the full beacon ready to build, it was time to find a deep dark. I eventually managed to find a very tight spot with one shulker, and I thought that it was a good spot to do the achievement. I wasn't recording on replay mode, but here is a quick time lapse on how I prepared everything. No one cares about your stupid time lapse, this is so boring, I want to kill myself editing this, let's just skip to the next part. Now that the beacon was built, I had to start mining all the way to the top and then back down to activate it. Then I needed to make a nether portal on the roof so I can travel and transfer the mobs a lot faster and easier. For the people who don't know how it's done, you go through your normal portal, then go up to the bedrock level, put ladders and pearl on top of them. And after you do the portal on the roof, break the bottom one and you're done. After that I found an ocean monument which I would use to get the mining fatigue effect. I wanted to build a portal on the roof of it, but it was incredibly hard to do. I eventually managed to build a safe platform and I built the portal. After that was done, I found a buried treasure map with which I could find the heart of the sea to craft the conduit. But for the conduit, I needed a nautilus shell, which is extremely rare. Now I know that Slimeblade had a farm for those, but before he could tell me the coordinates for it, Luis agreed to give me some. And I was able to make the conduit. And so, it was time. It was time for the most annoying part of all, bringing out the shulker. Now, if I have to go to the end to get a shulker from there, it would be way too much work, and I would probably not be able to do it. So I talked with Luis if I could get a shulker from his shulker farm which is in the overworld. And he agreed only if I duplicate the shulker, which could only happen if the shulker hits himself, which in my case happened while I was getting it to the nether portal. So I put one through it and the other one I bring back to where it was. The nether portal for the deep dark was at these chords, and the shulker was at these. That will be a lot of traveling. Regeneration potions. More regeneration potions. In order to avoid this happening again, I decided to use a rail duper to make rails from the one portal to the other. And before you sue me, I saw that the post was made by the admin asking if rail dupers should be allowed, and the pool won. So that means rail dupers are actually allowed on the server, and I didn't do anything illegal. After I got the rails, I had to calculate how much rails do I actually have to put. Yeah, that will take a while.
One eternity later.
After I placed all of the rails, I started placing levers on the powered rails so I can power them.
2,000 years later.
After I was finally done, I had to place the shulker inside a minecart. So I put the boat on the rails and pushed a minecart towards it to make it go. When the shulker reached the portal, I thought it would stop on it, but it just kept on going. I guess it was some kind of bug when combining minecart with a boat. That's why this time I put a wall on it. But with having a minecart with a boat inside it, it was a hard task to put the shulker on the rails, and I even caused it to duplicate itself again, which made it very annoying to put back on the rails. But I eventually managed to do it, and I pushed the minecart and nothing happened. But after pushing the minecart into the boat for a while, I eventually managed to do it. That's how I got the shulker on my place. Everything was perfect until... Yep, I felt in the void. I thought I had my elytra on, so I just jumped in like the biggest idiot. Now I had to spend a few hours trading with villagers. And Luis gave me an elytra. And the next time I entered the end, someone tried to make a trap, but thankfully it didn't work. Anyways, back to the project making. My next goal was to catch a dolphin for the dolphin race effect. I tied it to a fence above the water so it can breathe, and I started working on the portal. But I realized that I didn't have a pickaxe in me, so I went back to my base to make one. And then I understood that I didn't save the coordinates for the dolphin. But before I searched for it again, I first made its spot for the achievement. The one I catched previously had died, of course, so I got a new one which I had to bring alive to the place. Now dolphins have 2 minutes to live when they are outside of the water, so I had to act fast. This is why I chose to make the portal close to the other one, just so I can bring the dolphin quick enough. I managed to get it through and was able to make it go inside its place. But when I waited there for a while, the dolphin started dying. I quickly figured out that it was because I placed the water in the fence and it had to stay on top of the fence. So I got another one. But this one was extremely annoying to put in, and I couldn't make it on time, so it died as well. That's why I got another one. And this one decided to despawn. So for the next one I made sure that I first name tagged him. And this one I tried to get inside with a water bucket, just so that it doesn't die. And after a lot of suffering, I finally managed to get it on its place. And this time it didn't die, so everything was good. After that I had to collect 16 dark prismarine, which was really hard to do because of this mining fatigue effect. But the important thing is that I made it. With this prismarine I was able to activate the conduit for the conduit effect. I was almost done. Now I had to increase the duration of the potions and turn them into splash potions so it can be easier to get the achievement. I found a pufferfish in one of the chests of the team base, so I didn't have to go fishing, and I saw that there were some stew, but it was poisoning me and I needed it to give me blindness, not poison. In order to get suspicious stew that gives blindness, you need azure bullet and the 2 types of mushrooms. Thankfully there were some of these flowers just in front of the base, and the mushrooms I just flew on the nether roof to get them. And with that acquired, I was left with one more thing to collect, and this was the enchanted golden apple. I mean, I could use a normal one because I have the Turtle Master potion for the resistance effect, but I guess I just like to torture myself. These apples are usually located in ancient cities. I spent hours flying across Project SMP to find one, but I always ended up finding just deep dark biomes with nothing in them. Until, after a few hours of searching, I was finally able to find one. Yeah, I quickly got scared of the warden, so I typed /spawn and I went to search for another ancient city. But I never found one. So I went back to the one I was in before, but first I waited for the warden to disappear and then I entered it. But I accidentally spawned another one. And then another one. But this time I was not running away. I was going to find these enchanted golden apples. After walking through the city for a while, I found a very interesting structure, which I decided to climb. And there I found the 2 golden apples I was looking for. And that's how I had collected all of the materials needed to complete the achievement. Everything was almost ready. I had the conduit, the shulker staying behind the TNT, the dolphin being doomed to stay trapped for all eternity, the shulker for the darkness effect, and all of the items. The only effects that I needed to get outside of my place were mining fatigue, bad omen, and hero of the village. Now for the bad omen and hero of the village effects, I will need 5532's help, because he has a bad omen farm and a raid farm, so with his farms it will be very easy to get these effects. Plus, when flying between them, there is also an ocean monument, so I had a closer place to get the mining fatigue, which was perfect. Now it was time for the execution of the achievement. First it was the bad omen for the hero of the village, but when I went through the portal, it was pretty scary. Thankfully, I got away alive with the Batman effect. Now it was time to head to the farm. Now, there was a whole essay for how to use this farm, and I really ain't reading all that. So I just went there, saw a few signs, and I had no idea what to do. So I gave up. Like, I literally quit. But there was another raid farm on the server. So I stole a villager from spawn and put it as a victim for the raid farm. But I didn't know he needed his job table for the raid to spawn, so I went back to spawn and accidentally started a raid there, which I couldn't finish because I couldn't find the last raider. Eventually I made the thing the villager needs and tried again. This time the raid had actually started and the farm was working properly. But there was one problem. This one didn't give me the hero of the village effect. So I went back to the Bad Omen farm to try again. And yes, this time I actually died. Yet again, I lost everything. This achievement turned out to be a lot harder than I thought. But I couldn't just stop there. From now on, there will be no more dying. After trying the raid farm again and seeing that it just doesn't work, I decided to start the raid on my base. After finally defeating the raid, I got myself the hero of the village effect, and I could continue with my project. Now that I had the hero of the village, I had to go back to that freaking Batman farm and get that effect one more time. And I got mining fatigue before I go inside it, so hitting the villagers was even harder. But when I got the Bad Omen, the mining fatigue was gone, so I had to go and do that again. When I got that, I went back to spawn, back to the end portal, and it was time to do it. Until I realized my whole inventory was full with totems of undying and I didn't have space for the potions. I quickly put the totems away, took the ingredients, and... I realized I didn't break the wall on the Skulk Shaker. And that's how my first attempt for completing the How Did We Get Here achievement had embarrassingly failed. And now I had to collect all of the potions by myself. But first I traded my 55 golden blocks for 1 elytra, just so I can be safer when I enter the end. And then they stole my ender chest. After that, Like had given me some coordinates and I went to check what he had left for me, and I saw that it was an extra gear for when I die. Big shoutouts to him for that. And then I got a message from a very interesting person. A person that has tortured me a lot in the past. And this was Noah, or now known as Nexify. He wanted to show me something and I was a bit concerned, but decided to follow him anyways. And he bring me to the flying pirate ship from Lego Ninjago. He showed me around and then hit me with a very unexpected message. He was quitting Project SMP forever. And because he wanted to apologize for everything he had done to me in the past, he left all of his loot for me. Now, I don't want to have negative feelings for anyone, so I forgive him for what he has done. And with this motivation now, it was time for me to try and do the achievement one more time. Yes, I got it. No. Open. Put this on. Oh my god. I hate this. I hate doing that so much. I always forget to put my chest plate on. Okay, we need to type /spawn. Where did everything go? What? Okay, so basically when you use a totem, all of your effects disappear, but unfortunately for me, I didn't know that. So now I had to do these things again. But because it takes a really long time to beat the whole raid, I had to waste my time reading instructions on how to use the raid farm. And basically, the only thing I had to do was to go inside the thing with the armor stands and turn on my auto clicker. That's how I found a simple way to get the hero village effect. And then I also understood how to use the Batman farm properly. It was time for the execution. Let's try this. Come on, put it. Use it. Come on, shulker, hit me. I don't think I'm doing this. No, I'm not. I am not doing this. I am not doing this. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Why isn't the warden coming out? My mining fatigue is over. No, my mining fatigue is over. And here was another failed attempt. But I had to try again. Okay. Spawn the warden. Come on. Is he spawning? Why is the warden not spawning? I don't understand. Why is it not spawning? No, I didn't sprint. I told myself to sprint to get the... Hit me. Please, hit me. No, I messed it up. I messed it up very bad. I'm stuck. No, I messed it up. I had to sprint to get hungry. Oh no. For the people who are confused what happened, basically my hunger bar was full and I couldn't eat the pufferfish. So I made myself a place to sprint to get my hunger low. Okay, I'll just try to get it as low as possible so we can sprint and also have low hunger. Come on. Why is it not working? I got everything. Well, basically I didn't get the resistance effect and dolphin's grace. I really couldn't believe how many times I failed on this. I was always very close, but it was just not enough. And now I had a very big problem. The phantoms were disabled. And only Like had phantom membranes, but I wasn't feeling comfortable asking him for this so many times, so the only way I could get one was by taming a cat and hoping on the 3% chance for it to give me one. And I did take 2 of them so I can start breeding them and have a higher chance. which didn't make my chances higher, but whatever. I also made a noise machine for the warden so it can be safer for me when I go to my place. Because yeah, these things happen. When I woke up the next day, I saw that the cat had given me a membrane. That was pretty fast, but there was one more effect that I needed to get. The resistance effect, which can only be obtained with an enchanted golden apple, which is impossible to find, or a potion of the Turtle Master, which will take ages to get. Now I know you are probably thinking about the beacon, but the beacon can only give regeneration combined with something, and since haste is an effect that can be taken from any other potion, I need haste on it. So for that, I really need to ask Like to give me one, because I ain't looking after turtles. And thankfully, he agreed to give me some. Then I moved the shulker to a more convenient place for the achievement, and somehow managed to make the beacon give resistance and haste at the same time. I have no idea how I did that, so please don't ask me. Then it was time to try again. But I was scared. I failed so many times. What if I fail again? What if I have to collect all the potions again? But then I saw a post from my crush, saying, I don't know if anyone told you that, but you did great today. So I replied to her with, I'm reading that right after I failed at something many times. And she responded with, don't give up, there isn't an unrewarded work. Thankfully, she didn't know what I was talking about because she would have thought I was a weirdo. But that was just the kind of motivation I needed to get the achievement. Oh, I got Hero of the Village. Okay, I'm getting Batwoman. I don't think there was a banner guy. Oh wait, there was. Okay, nice. We got the Batwoman. The Elder Guardian. Oh, there we go. Spawn. I got this. I practiced a lot. I just practiced so much for this. Okay, there is... Come on. Yes, let's go! Let's go finally! Oh my god! Yeah! I made it! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Let's go! How did we get there? Oh, I keep going the wrong way. And with that, I was now in the history of Minecraft as one of the few players who managed to complete How Did We Get Here. Now time to complete the How Did We Get the Girlfriend achievement. Subscribe.